Hi everybody, welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host Annábla. This is episode 43. We're coming up on a year of the pod. I skipped a few weeks, so we're going to hit 52 episodes after we hit a year. But either way, I'll let y'all know when I have my anniversary episode. Hopefully I'll have a special guest on for it because I think that'd be super fun. But anyway, I hope that y'all have been well. I've had a wonderful week, super fun week, got to spend a lot of time with friends and just very fulfilling week. So that's a great takeaway. That's the overview of what I can say about it. But, hopefully everyone listening is already subscribed and following on their podcast platform. But if you're not, please do rate the pod on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and subscribe here on YouTube and, like the video if you are enjoying. And then please follow on Instagram. I finally made an Instagram for the pod. I don't know why I didn't sooner, but I have one now nonetheless. So I will be making some polls in the coming weeks regarding content for my anniversary episode. I want to get some input from some of the listeners. So please follow the Instagram. Keep an eye out for those polls. I do want to post some kind of behind the scenes, more exclusive content on Instagram. Posting some stories and get some followers over there. So yeah, please go give a follow if you are active on IG, and then follow my TikTok. It's just my Annábla TikTok, annábla.now. And then the podcast and then the podcast Instagram is Zesty Thoughts Pod. All right, so let's get into the video. I have some updates. I don't really have any hot toddy takes today, but I do have some updates just about how my week was and some updates on 2 shows I'm watching. So if you're new to the pod and maybe you don't know, I'm watching Gilmore Girls and Game of Thrones at the same time. For the first time, not literally at the same time, but I'm kind of switching back and forth depending on my mood. And I am watching Game of Thrones with my dad. So I'm taking longer to watch that as opposed to Gilmore Girls that I'm just watching by myself and binging any chance that I get. So I have some updates on my thoughts on what I've seen in recent episodes, and then just an overview of how my week was. I had a really nice week Saturday. I don't really work Saturdays, but I've been picking up some extra shifts, and then came home and hung out with my cat, and then I got ready. I went to go see one of my good friends, Ida, play. She had a gig in Glendale at my cafe, so I went, hung out there for a little bit, had some tea, just a casual, tiny eensy-weensy little Dubai chocolate crepe. I split it with her friend, but that was insane. It was so good. If anybody is on the lookout for really bomb crepes, go to my cafe in Glendale. It's literally downtown Glendale area. It's so good. Anyway, then we went to a taco truck that Ida and her friend were hyping up to the gods. They were this taco truck is an OG in LA. How have you been in LA for so long and you've never been? They were shaming me that I've never been. I'm kidding. But they were praising this taco truck, and I was okay, put me on then. So we went to Mi Teresita. It was, first of all, it was very good. It was delicious. 10 out of 10. I 100% would go back again. Anyway, I get there and Ida's yeah, just try your best with parking. They have kind of a side street that you can pull and park in. And I think the truck is parked in an auto shop's front kind of area. So you can just pull in and park, but there's a bunch of cars. It's busy. So it's kind of maneuver. There's no structured formal parking lot for this since it's a taco truck. So she's yeah, just try your best. So I get there and it's on the left side when I'm arriving of the street. So I pull down a side street that's past it, and I look on maps. I go, oh, it looks like there's an alley that goes back around to the other side where the cars are parked. Technically it went around, but there were cars parked that were blocking, so I couldn't get through. And then it's also a thin alley that's one way. So I didn't want to park because as soon as I pulled up to the car that was parked there, so I as soon as I realized that I couldn't go any further, I was oh, I could just park here and get out. But then I thought about it, I was well, I'm gonna have to back out anyway of this entire alley. I'm gonna have to back all the way out because it's too tight to turn around. So I was like, well, should I get out now and just back out after? And as soon as I was about to park and get out of the car, there was actually a rat running by on my driver's side outside that I could see. And I was like, I'm going to back out now, go run the block and park. I'm not going to get out next to the rat, and I don't want to meet the little rat friend. No, thank you. Not about that. I'm all for like a little mouse or like a little house rat, but like questionable germ infested street rat, not my thing. So I did back out very slowly of the alley, because it was not a straight alley. It was like a curved alley. So I was like, okay, it's really testing my skills right now to be able to back up, perfectly aligned within an alley that's not straight. So I did that, and then I went around the block and I just like found a spot on the other side of that. Technically it was a one-way street, but everyone was going the wrong way. But anyway, nonetheless, I got there, and every bit of confusion parking there was totally worth it. We had tortas, and they were I just got a veggie one because I am pescatarian, so I don't eat like chicken or beef or like meat. I just eat fish. But they didn't have fish. I feel like fish tortas are not a thing. So I just got a veggie one. But girl, it was insane. The salsa was so good. Yeah, that's how you know that a place is good. If they can make the veggie option taste good, like girl, that's how you know. So I'm definitely going to go again and literally just get the same exact thing that I got the first time, because it was delicious. So anyway, yeah, that was like a perfect end to a super fun night. Just like a delicious little snacky poo. And then I got home like 2, just cuddle with my cat. I was like home alone for the weekend, so I could just like chill, just like peace and quiet. Sunday, I did go on a hike with my good friend Haley. Shout out Hales. We went to the Ranch Trail, which is in between like Beverly Drive or it's off of Beverly Drive, but it's in between Beverly Glen and Coldwater, and that's at the Franklin Canyon Reservoir. So the hike was actually really nice. It was off of Beverly Drive. You kind of go up and you take Beverly Drive to like Franklin Canyon Road, I guess. And there's a trail that leads off of like this small road. The small road was like kind of a little bit sketchy to get to, because it was like in some places really thin and like off of a cliff, and there were like no like railings, So it's kind of like, oh, okay. But it was a really nice hike. It was the upper Franklin Canyon Reservoir, so technically there are 2. It was not at the lower one. It was at the upper one. I actually would highly recommend this hike. I thought it was really cool. It was very easy. I mean, there may have been other trails off of it that were like more advanced, but the one that we did was very simple. We hiked for like 70 minutes, 75 minutes. It was pretty chill. Very, very overgrown. Like as soon as we got there, I got there, and then Haley got there like 10 minutes later, and she brought her little beagle Jack. So we had a little fluffy friend with us. And as soon as we started the trail, there was a man walking with his dog, like finishing the trail. And he was like, oh, just by the way, like there's a lot of overgrown like poison oak. We're like, oh, great. He's like, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff overgrown in general because of spring, but like the poison oak is out. And it's like out, girl, like it's like at your ankles out. So luckily Haley and I were both wearing pants. I'm always like pretty good. Like when I go on hikes, I'm like, if it's a hike that I've never been on, and I don't know like what to expect, I always wear pants with like long socks so that it's like I'm tucked in, with my hiking boots. And like, if it's like not hot as balls, like I'll wear long sleeves also, just in case. So thankfully both of us had like pants on, because the poison oak was everywhere, and I was kind of like nervous. I was like, wait, she brought her dog, like this isn't good. But Jack was fine. He did eat some like random like plants, not poison oak, thank God. But he did eat some random leaves and grass and stuff, and he did throw up, but he was good. He didn't get like sick. So that was great. We walked like on the actual path of the hike that led to the reservoir. It was nice. It was pretty. Like it was kind of a gloomy day, so it wasn't like the most beautiful view, but it was nice. A lot of stuff was overgrown. So like some of the reservoir was like kind of hard to see. And there's a lot of like really tall grass. I like don't know what to call it. I don't know like what kind, but like grass, like it was giving cornfield in like some parts of it, and a lot of the reservoir was like blocked by that kind of grass, like tall grass, like in the tall grass. But yeah, it was really cool. We saw what we thought might have been a redwood. It was maybe like, I don't know, 25 to 30 feet tall, but it had been trimmed completely. Like the top was just like cut off and all the branches were cut off. So it was literally just like the tree trunk itself. And we were like walking and approaching it, and he was like, that looks like a redwood. And then some guy walked by and he was like, oh, that's a redwood, by the way. So it's really cool. And then there were like a few others next to it that were like living. That one had like died, or like part of it had died, I guess. So that's why they had trimmed it off. But yeah, it was just really cool to see that. You don't really see those that much in LA. There's a random actual redwood that I've seen that's off of like Reseda or Tampa in the valley, like off of like Ventura, and it's just like on a random street, and it's like, oh, like what? But yeah, from like what I've heard, there aren't like redwoods in LA. That's like not a thing. That's like Northern California. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just like a thing and they're just like everywhere, and I like am not aware of it and I don't notice it. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see. And then we walked back. It was just a nice hike. We saw some turtles in the reservoir, little turtles. But yeah, it was a pretty nice hike overall. I did feel my arachnophobia kind of manifesting a little bit and like bringing on a little bit of paranoia while I was out there. Although I was like fully clothed, the only skin I had exposed was like my neck and my face and my hands. Like everything else was completely covered. I even had a hat on. But like I said, there was a lot of brush and trees and plants and everything that were severely overgrown. So we were kind of at some points trying to move things out of our path. I had my hair braided and a hat on, but literally at any point that like a single hair, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, a single hair would like brush my neck, and it's like my own hair, right? But it would brush my neck and I'd be like like tweaking, thinking that it's a bug. Cause I mean, we're outdoors, like it would make sense if it was a bug. Like when I'm at home or just like doing anything random indoors and I feel that and I get paranoid, it's like, chill out, girl. Like that's an irrational feel right there. But we were outdoors. It's perfectly justifiable and rational for me to feel that. But I made it through. I do love the outdoors, you guys. Like, please don't get me wrong. I love the outdoors. I just don't know if I like the bug aspect of the outdoors. Actually, I know I don't love the bug aspect of the outdoors. Really, I feel like I am the type of person that should use bug repellent consistently when I am out. At least where like it may be a thing. I don't know. Maybe I should check all trails, like comments and stuff, and read people's reviews regarding like certain trails and like the time of year and all that, to see if that's like really an issue. Cause like mosquitoes and spiders, dude, I want nothing to do with that at all. I love the outdoors, but that's like the only thing I think that deters me from like being more outdoorsy is like my fear of bugs and spiders specifically. So, but yeah, the hike was really nice overall. No complaints. I really enjoyed my time. Haley and I got to like gap the whole time and just catch up and vibe. And so it was really nice. It was a very great morning, a great way to start my Sunday. And then I picked up some local honey from a farmer's market. I, like many of you out there, have been struggling with allergies this spring. It's been pretty bad. From what I've heard, it's been pretty bad for everybody just across the board. You know, from what I've heard, like people have raved about the benefits of specifically having local honey. Apparently it's very beneficial to consume raw local honey to help with specific allergens in your area. So I went to the Brentwood Farmers Market. I just like literally pulled up just to get that. Of all farmers markets to go to just to get one thing, that one was like, it's not like it's that big, but parking is like such a disaster. It's just so busy, and the parking is literally just off of that like little cross street. I did get lucky with the spot, but yeah, it was chaos. I was like, wow, I don't know if this is like worth it all just for one thing. But I walked around. I like kind of like window shopped a little bit, some other shops, but yeah, I got some honey, and the vendor was really nice. It's like a father-daughter business. I think it's called LSG Honey. And anyway, the honey is delicious. I tried a few. I tried the clover honey, which was very different. It was like a little earthier. I don't know if I'd like ever had clover honey specifically, but I liked it. I didn't get it, but it was good. Orange blossom. I always am a fan of orange blossom honey. And then I tried the wildflower. They had like infused honeys. Like some of them were like infused, like that. I remember seeing one that said like coconut or something. I forget. And there was like an avocado honey. But something about that just didn't check out, so I didn't even try it. So I ended up just getting the wildflower. I got like a 16-ounce wildflower, and I've just been taking a little spoon every day, and we'll see. Maybe it'll take some time, but hopefully it helps with my allergies. I'm gonna like cross my fingers and keep you guys updated on the progress of that. I do take Allegra every day anyway. And I do live with my cat, and I'm allergic to cats. So I don't know how much I don't know how much of a difference I'm really gonna see. But I'm hoping that I do, and I'll keep you guys updated. If it actually helps, then I'll let you know. But the context is that I live with something that I'm allergic to, and I take allergy pills at night already. So on top of it, we'll see if it makes a difference. But yeah, so I had a great weekend. Monday, I went for like a long hot girl walk down to the beach. I did see the cutest freaking cat, like a woman walking her cat, and it was like a little tiny petite gray cat. It looked more like a kitten to me, and it was like 7 months old, she said. But oh my gosh, I just saw it in the distance, and I was like, what kind of dog is that? And then I got closer, and I was like, it's a cat. Like, you know, and I always walk. I have like my beats in when I walk. I'm usually listening to music, or I put like brown noise. I listen to podcasts and stuff. Like, it just kind of depends on my mood. But yeah, literally as soon as I realized that it was a cat, I like I took my beats out, and I was like, oh my gosh. And like, I talked to the girl when I like got closer. I was like, your cat is so cute. My cat could literally never, because for those of you that don't know, my cat is like a total scaredy cat. She literally could never. And like, she doesn't even wear a collar. She's an indoor cat. She doesn't even wear a collar with a tag or anything. Like, she's bare naked, y'all. There's no way she would put a freaking harness on. But I was like, oh my gosh, your cat is so cute. Like, my cat would never. I'm so jealous. I wish that my cat would go on walks with me. I would die, dude. So freaking cute. And then I walked away, and like another woman was walking from the opposite direction, and she was like, oh my gosh, my cat would never. And I was like, girl, I said the same thing. I wish, but that was so cute. And I just want my cat to go on a walk with me so bad. But I'll never get that, unfortunately. It's like totally fine. I'll just live vicariously through that woman. And through one of my good friends, my friend Christy got a Bengal. Oh my God, Appa's so cute. And they take him on walks, and it's like literally the cutest thing in the entire world. I like can't get enough of it. Anyway, okay, a few updates about Gilmore Girls. I am on season 7. There may be some spoilers. But I am just so appalled. I cannot believe that Lorelai was so frustrated. I had beef with her. I couldn't believe she didn't tell Christopher about the letter that she wrote for Luke. Like, I was just like, girl, come on. Like, really? You haven't learned by now? Like, communication is so important, and the fact that you hid it and like didn't tell him is so sus. Like, I literally do not blame Christopher at all for being like annoyed by that and like feeling attacked and like betrayed and like uncomfortable with that, because that's really fucking weird. But also, her letter was so sweet. Like, I almost cried when like the judge was reading it in that hearing. I was like, literally, shut up. It's true though, because like Luke was like basically Rory's father figure, and so I get how like Christopher probably was like feeling that like as more of a personal attack, and kind of triggered in that way because he was an absent father. Probably more so than just like being offended that it was like Luke, you know. But I mean, let's be real, it was probably a double whammy. But yeah, and then Lorelai's dad having a freaking heart attack was like so sad. I got so emotional when Emily in the gift shop like melted down and started crying. I was like, wait. Like, I was like, wait, that's so sad, because she like never shows emotion. she's just like a stone cold bitch. So I was like, damn, like that's crazy. She's broken right now, poor thing. But yeah, I was like very happy to see that Logan was there. Logan's growing on me like more and more each episode. I've like been very apprehensive with his character because he was kind of an ass in the beginning, but he is so sweet. He's growing on me. And I was so disappointed that like Christopher didn't show up. And then of course I was like, girl, he ain't gonna be there, but guess who is? Like, I was like, I already know Luke is gonna be there as soon as he finds out. I don't know how he'll find out. And then of course it's like what Babette or Miss Patty is like going in there to Gab. Like, I don't know if you heard, you know? And he's like, what? Of course he showed up. Like, of course it's Luke, you know? So I don't know. I'm very like eager to see how the season ends, how the show ends. Part of me is like, I feel like Luke and her are just going to end up together. I feel like Christopher's going to be like, I can't do this. Like, you have feelings for him. Like, we were never meant to be kind of thing. It like wasn't meant from the start. Could go that way. Or Christopher could be like, I don't care, Lore. Like, we were always supposed to be together. Like, this is always meant to be. I don't know. But I kind of want her to be with Luke. Like, I kind of want that for her also because he was like a father figure to Rory. I feel like that makes more sense. I don't know. Like, Rory like loves her dad. She's like an interesting relationship with him, but like they did show her like grow a little bit closer to him. But yeah, I'm sure that she has a soft spot for Luke in a lot of ways because of, you know, their background. But yeah, it's literally so insane. I'm like so sad to be like almost done with it. I want like 5 more seasons. It's like such a comfort show. Like, I see why so many people really like it, and it totally is a comfort show. It's probably going to be one of those shows, so long as it's on Netflix, that like if I'm bored, I'll like go and watch again because it's so cute. And it's just so wholesome. I love wholesome TV. Like This Is Us. Parenthood. I just love like wholesome family shows. Let's be real. I love that for me. Okay, last update. I am now on season 4 of Game of Thrones, and I just watched the wedding scene in season 4 where Joffrey, me and my dad just call him the little shithead. Literally, my dad texted me because like I watched this episode a few days ago with him. It was season 4 episode 2. Basically, it's where Joffrey gets poisoned and killed. And we watched it together, but my dad fell asleep. So like I told him, I was like, oh, watch it again because you like missed a very important scene. I was like, you missed, like, I didn't tell him, but I was like, shithead died. Like, you need to watch it, you know. He texted me today. He goes, they killed that little bastard ass king. I love it. I was like, yeah, they killed the little shithead, the little bastard ass king, literally. And I said, yeah, that scene of him dying was very satisfying. And he laughed at it. It was. I'm sorry. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but the scene of Joffrey just like choking, blood coming from like his eyes and his mouth and shit, that was like, they could not have killed him in a better way. I was like, yes, thank you. We get to see the life disappear from his eyes, from his measly little puny little bastard shithead eyes. So anyway, that was very satisfying. I'm just so scared for Tyrion though. Like, I'm really hoping that it doesn't get pinned on him. I could see how people would think that it was from him and from the wine because he was pouring his wine, but I do not think it was the wine. I think it was the food. I think it was like the cake or pie or whatever they were eating. I do not think it was from the wine. I don't think Tyrion had anything to do with it. At the end, Sansa was like, someone was, I forget what character it was, but one of the characters was gonna like pull Sansa and be like, oh, like we gotta go, like it's time to dip. Like, I don't know if she had like an escape plan or if it was her plan. Maybe it was her plan. But I have a feeling maybe it was someone, if not her, someone planned it and told her that like they could help her escape or something, and then they did it. But I don't know. I'm like ready to watch episode 3 so that I can find out. But yeah, I'm literally fainting over the show, you guys. I really want to watch Pretty Little Liars. I need some other recs for like other shows to watch, like classic shows. I've watched like episodes here and there of Vampire Diaries, but I've never watched it all the way through. So maybe I'll do like that and Pretty Little Liars. I am gonna watch House of Dragon after Game of Thrones. I've also never watched The Bear, and my parents have been like, watch The Bear, like it's so good, you need to watch The Bear. But I want to watch like older like 2000s shows, like 90s, like 2000 shows. If anybody has recs on stuff that I should watch, let me know, because I'm almost done with these 2 shows. I'm watching You, also the new season of You. It's like, okay, I don't know. Nothing really exciting has happened yet, in my opinion. So I'll keep you updated on my thoughts on that. Oh, as far as like new music that I've listened to this week, my friend Ida, whose show that I went to, she put out a new song. The title and the lyrics are Armenian, so I'm not going to pretend like I know how to pronounce it. But it's spelled QO, that's one word, and then TEGHE. So if you're Armenian, hopefully you know how to say that and what that means. I'll put the link for her song in my bio. Please go check it out. She makes like jazz. It's like Armenian, like kind of like jazz, like pop. But I love it. And her melodies are like really catchy. I'm like, okay, girl, slay. So even though I don't know what it means yet, I need to ask her for a translation. But yeah, so anyway, please go check that out. Thank you guys for listening to today's episodes. I'm gonna wrap up and maybe go watch another episode of Game of Thrones. I hope everyone has a wonderful week and a fun weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.